Welcome back to World Crisis Radio. Therefore, Obama, essentially under the guidance of Rahm Emanuel, who is one of those people that's capable of blackmailing him if anything goes awry, the Obama strategy was to throw up a series of obstacles to say, well, we can't do it because we don't have the votes. We need 60 votes. We need Olympia Snow. We need Arlen Specter. We need Joe Lieberman. We've got to be bipartisan. We can't do reconciliation. We can't do reconciliation with changes. In other words, as various articles have pointed out, all of these have turned out to be absolutely spurious. They were simply ideas cooked up by Rahm Emanuel and the rest of them, Axelrod, to throw obstacles and stumbling blocks in the way of the obvious thing, which was Medicare for all, which some were able to propose. Medicare for all would have been much more active. It would have led to a rapid resolution of this, perhaps 6 months ago, 8 months ago, maybe even last summer. So it's essentially the abdication of leadership by Obama, clearly, right, letting the Congress put this entire thing together, meaning the Congress as blackmailed by Rahm Emanuel. So that is now dawning on parts of the duped constituency of left liberals, the people who were used as a battering ram in the Democratic primaries by Obama to take the nomination. And remember, Obama ran telling people in those presidential debates, no public mandate, no private mandate, no forcing people to buy things they don't want, no fines, no punitive, coercive stuff. Well, that's what he has now embraced. So the Tea Party, again, is an exercise, I think, in Republican operatives duping what was a year ago or so an actual spontaneous movement, more and more now purged. The people at the Tea Party here this past weekend that I talked to, they all say, well, we prefer the Republicans to the Democrats. We actually like Republicans, and they're content to sit there and listen to wall-to-wall Republican reactionary Congress people, Republican Foundation operatives, Republican operatives of all sorts, all of the various phases of camouflage, Republican operatives in drag, and so forth. And I think the most important thing is the shift of the Republicans away from any emphasis on the Medicare cuts over to the government takeover line, which is a hollow slogan, and it's a loser, as we see. It lost them this attempt. The Medicare cuts, of course, if you get out into the Medicare, for a Republican, this then ties them up into nuts, because we had Congressman Ryan out there saying he wants to privatize Medicare. In other words, he wants to destroy it, same Social Security. So the Republicans have structural problems with this because they're only too glad to destroy Medicare and Social Security. And by the way, Social Security is also looted. Medicare is looted, TRICARE, Medicaid, Social Security, also looted in the process of this thing. So Obama tramples on the heritage of Franklin D. Roosevelt, John F. Kennedy, Lyndon B. Johnson, with effectively fast corporate. So the majority of the Tea Party people I saw are actually Republicans. They're comfortable middle-class people, and they have their pensions from the federal government, special military pensions, not even Social Security, but the relatively more generous military pensions and TRICARE. And, of course, the TRICARE has now been cut into, so maybe that's what brings them out. But then why not say so? Say, we want our TRICARE, rather than all this hyperbole about communism and so forth. All right, the other side of it, of course, is the peaceniks at the White House, the Answer Coalition. Now, there were some speeches. I didn't hear the speeches because I couldn't be in both places at the same time. Right, the Tea Party people were at the west front of the Capitol. I would estimate they had about 10,000 people. They were telling each other that they had 40,000. No, sorry, they had simply the Capitol lawn on the west front between the two principal walkways. So they didn't even get to the Grant statue at the beginning of the mall. 10,000 people tops. However, at the White House, it's even grimmer. Here it's about 5,000 tops after 6 months of arduous work. We were told back in October of last year that this demonstration was coming. This is now the Answer Coalition, very generic slogans, money for jobs and education, not for wars, fine. The interesting thing here is the numbers, again, about half of the numbers of the Tea Party people at the Capitol. It's a very ragtag group. They're not the comfortable, well-heeled, middle-class types that go to the Tea Party. And the most important thing, I think, the anachronism of the signs. I tried to count signs. There were almost no signs attacking Obama. There were 2 or 3 attacking Obama. There were a couple of dozen signs attacking Bush and Cheney. Bush and Cheney, who have been out of power for about a year and a half or a year and a quarter at this point. These people are living in the past. Lots of T-shirts, impeach Cheney first. Yeah, great. What are you doing in the current world? Right? Are you an antiquarian? So the impotence and the failure of these people to look at the political situation the way it really is, I think condemns them. And you can see why the Tea Party gets more attention. The Tea Party now basks in total attention from the media. Oh, my God, the Washington Post today has a story about a guy who got up in the morning and went out then in Iowa and got his bullhorn that he bought at a Goodwill store, and he went out there and gave a harangue and all this stuff. The cynosure of media attention is now the Tea Party. The liberal journalists do this because they think that the Tea Party is a monstrosity that will frighten people, and to some degree, I guess there are things there. But in effect, they're giving publicity to this thing. The reason the Tea Party attracts attention in general is anybody attacking Obama gets attention. The leftists, unfortunately, structurally can't understand this. So they don't attack Obama, and accordingly, they get no attention, not even from Obama. He couldn't care less. They're not attacking him. They're attacking these wars in general as if they were earthquakes or natural disasters beyond the control of anybody in the world. So in the contest between the Tea Party and the Answer Coalition, the Tea Party wins on energy, on aggressivity, right? They're aggressive against Obama, impeach him, get him out, defeat him, whereas the peace movement comes across with the characteristic whining attempt, and then the idea being, of course, that they're veering more and more into this idea that you've got to get arrested, civil disobedience, and the Cindy Sheehan camp at the Washington Monument, unfortunately, sort of expired with people simply leaving in the midst of, I think, general indifference. So not a good situation. We'll be back in a minute on World Crisis Radio.